The wind howled across Cryon 5, a frozen planet at the edge of human space. Its icy plains stretched endlessly, and night came quickly. Even the colony's strongest structures groaned against the blizzards that whipped through the settlement. Yet inside the warm walls of his quarters, Captain Aaron Lorne felt a strange calm. He was used to the cold, but tonight something felt different. Aaron had always been practical. He had survived worse conditions on distant worlds, led small teams on dangerous missions, and faced hostile aliens more than once. But tonight, as he sipped a cup of synthetic coffee, a soft, almost unnoticeable sound reached him, a whisper carried by the wind, faint but urgent. He froze, listening. The sound came again. It was human-like, but not quite human. The whisper seemed to float outside his window. Warmth. Aaron frowned. He knew the outer corridors were dangerous in storms like this. No one would be outside, without protection. Yet the voice seemed desperate, weak, almost pleading. He grabbed his heavy jacket, activated his boots' heat functions, and stepped outside. The blizzard hit him immediately, biting at every exposed inch of skin. Visibility was near zero, and the wind pushed him back with each step. But he followed the voice, guided by the soft whispers that seemed to grow more urgent as he moved. Near one of the outer storage bays, he saw it. A figure, barely visible through the snow, collapsed on the icy ground. At first he thought it was a small animal, but as he came closer he realized it was humanoid. Slender, fragile, and unlike any human he had ever seen. Its skin seemed almost translucent, faintly glowing with an inner light. The whispers came from it, soft and trembling. Warmth. Need. Warmth. Aaron didn't hesitate. He wrapped his arm around the creature and lifted it carefully. Its body was light, but shockingly cold. He activated his suit's emergency heating function and carried it inside the colony. Inside, he laid the creature on a blanket in his quarters. The warmth of the room caused it to stir slightly. Its large, luminous eyes opened, staring at him, with a mixture of fear and curiosity. It whispered again, soft and urgent, something Aaron couldn't understand. "You're safe now," Aaron said gently. "You're inside. No one can hurt you here." The creature's eyes flickered with some form of recognition. It leaned slightly toward him as if drawn by his warmth and whispered again. "Warm. Need." Aaron studied it. Its physiology was strange, completely alien. Its skin almost shimmered in the room's light, and every movement seemed delicate, cautious. Yet there was intelligence in its gaze, an understanding that surprised him. He realized this was no ordinary alien. It was a survivor, fragile in the wrong environment. Over the next few hours, Aaron tried to communicate. He offered water, some heated nutrient packs, even tried gesturing. The alien mimicked his gestures slowly, almost experimentally, before curling slightly closer to him when he moved toward it. Every time it did, Aaron felt a strange connection, as if the creature responded not just to his actions but to his presence, his warmth. By midnight, the blizzard outside had intensified. The colony's automated systems reported dangerously low temperatures in the outer corridors. Aaron knew no one would dare venture out into that storm, and he also knew the alien could not survive it alone. Its body was fragile, trembling even under the blanket. Aaron considered the Council's warnings. Colonists were told not to interact with unknown alien life forms without authorization. Many believed that unknown aliens could be dangerous, carriers of disease or worse. But Aaron's instincts told him otherwise. He had survived harsh worlds, but he had also seen the importance of compassion. If he left this creature outside, it would die, and he could not allow that. "All right," he said, quietly. "You stay here, I'll keep you safe." The creature's lips, or whatever passed for lips, curved slightly as if attempting a smile. Then it whispered again, faint but clear. "Warm. Safe." Aaron adjusted the blanket around it and sat back, keeping a careful eye. He noticed it seemed to respond to his own body heat, curling closer whenever he moved. There was an intelligence there, but also instinct. It seemed to understand that he was its protector. As the night wore on, Aaron learned something extraordinary. The alien seemed to react to his voice. Even speaking softly without gestures caused it to stir, its body relaxing. The whispers slowed, almost like it was settling down into sleep. The warmth of human presence mattered more than the heating, systems more than anything else. Aaron stared out the window at the endless ice. He had faced alien threats, space pirates, and environmental disasters. But nothing had felt like this, a fragile life not just in need of survival but of connection. Morning was hours away and the storm would not ease. Yet Aaron felt a strange hope. Somehow this creature had found him. Somehow it trusted him. And somehow he knew that this was only the beginning. Outside, the wind continued to howl, carrying icy shards across the barren landscape. Inside, a human and a fragile alien sat together, warmth between them, silent, but alive. The alien whispered once more, almost inaudibly, "Thank you." The morning light struggled through Cryon 5's thick storm clouds. Inside the colony, alarms rang softly, warning of freezing temperatures outside, but Captain Aaron Lorne stayed focused on the alien in his quarters. The creature had curled beneath multiple blankets, its luminous eyes blinking slowly following his movements. Every now and then it whispered, "Warm. Stay." Aaron realized he needed to understand it. This was not just a fragile alien. It had survived something unimaginable to reach this frozen planet, and it relied on him in ways he did not yet comprehend. He fetched a data pad and began recording observations. The alien's body temperature was dangerously low, even for Cryon 5's extremes. Its skin seemed to shimmer differently depending on the warmth of the room. And oddly, when Aaron spoke or moved near it, its body relaxed, almost as if absorbing something from him. "Interesting," he murmured. "You're not just cold. You need human warmth itself." The creature's eyes widened slightly at the sound of his voice. It reached out a delicate hand, placing it briefly on his arm before withdrawing. Aaron's heart skipped. He had seen trust before, but this went deeper. An instinctive recognition, a bond forming almost instantly. Over the next few hours, Aaron experimented. He tried leaving the alien alone for short periods, letting the colony's automated heaters provide warmth. Each time, the creature's whispering grew urgent. "Cold. Need. You." Clearly, it could survive only partially with artificial heat. It needed something more. Aaron also noticed its behavior was highly reactive. Any sudden movement or loud noise made it flinch. But gentle touches, soft speech, or even his mere presence caused it to settle. It was learning about him as much as he was learning about it. By midday, Aaron had made a decision. He could not leave it to the colony's cold quarters or force it into isolation. He would care for it himself, study it, and protect it. He informed the colony council via encrypted message, carefully avoiding alarmist terms. "I have found an injured alien life form," he wrote. "It cannot survive outside human proximity. I will monitor it personally." The council's reply was cautious. They reminded him that interacting with unknown species was risky. But Aaron had no doubt. This creature had survived the unknown. It had found him for a reason, and he would not abandon it. Over the next few days, the alien began, responding to Aaron in subtle ways. It followed him when he moved about the quarters, sometimes crawling slowly, sometimes floating slightly above the floor as if weightless. Its whispers grew more structured, though he could not yet understand the words. Aaron experimented further, gently placing his hand near its chest. He felt a faint warmth unlike any normal body heat. The alien seemed to draw energy from him, slowly stabilizing its own strength. Aaron realized it was not just a simple creature. Its biology was extraordinary. It required not only warmth but some form of human energy to survive. Intrigued, he contacted the colony's science team, describing the phenomenon carefully. The scientists were fascinated, suggesting that the Alien's body might be sensitive to human bioenergy, a rare and advanced biological trait. Aaron nodded. That explained why it sought him specifically, and why it could not survive in isolation or under normal heating systems. The alien, meanwhile, began showing signs of awareness beyond survival instincts. It watched Aaron when he performed simple tasks, seemingly learning from his movements. When he repaired a small machine, it mirrored him with its hands, though clumsily. Aaron smiled. Humans had always been adaptable, but here was a being trying to adapt to them, and he could teach it gently. Yet there were challenges. The alien was fragile. Even minor shocks or exposure to cold made it weak. Aaron had to carry it carefully, plan every movement, and ensure the colony systems remained stable. Some colonists were wary, whispering that it might be dangerous or unpredictable. Aaron ignored them. He had faced threats before. He could handle whispers. His focus was survival, protection, and understanding. One evening, as the storm raged, outside the alien shifted closer to him on the bed of blankets. Its whispers became almost melodic. Safe. Here. You. Aaron felt a strange warmth in his chest. He had protected many lives before, but this was different. It was mutual. The alien needed him, and he found that he too relied on its presence. Then came a startling realization. The Kriyat Pable of days passed on Cryon 5, and the blizzard outside continued without mercy. Inside the colony, life went on as usual, except for Captain Aaron Lorne and the alien he had rescued. The creature had grown stronger, yet it remained delicate, its luminous, skin pulsating faintly whenever Aaron approached. The whispers continued, soft and urgent, always seeking warmth. Near. Stay. Warm. Aaron had learned to understand her needs. He no longer relied solely on blankets or heaters. His presence, his voice, his warmth was what mattered most. And in turn, he had begun to notice subtle, almost miraculous things. Small machines he touched nearby seemed to work more efficiently when she was present. Temperature gauges in his quarters occasionally rose slightly above the heater settings. Something extraordinary was happening. The colony scientists soon noticed unusual energy readings around Aaron's quarters. At first, they assumed a system malfunction, but repeated measurements showed the same phenomenon. Energy levels increased when Aaron and the alien were near each other. Curious, they approached him, cautious but intrigued. "Aaron," said Dr. Ilara Chen, the lead scientist, "we're detecting unusual bioenergy readings in your quarters. What exactly are you doing with that alien?" Aaron remained calm. "I'm keeping it alive. She can't survive alone on this planet. She needs warmth. My warmth. That's all I know." Ilara studied the alien carefully. "It's responding to you, and physically and energetically. This is unlike anything we've seen. Her species, if we can even call it that, absorbs energy from humans to survive." Aaron nodded. "That's what I've noticed. Artificial. Heat isn't enough. Only human presence stabilizes her." Ilara frowned. "This is incredible, but also dangerous. We need to monitor it closely. We don't know how she will react under stress, or if this energy absorption could affect you long term." Aaron understood her concern. He had seen humans try to control alien life before, often with disastrous results. But he trusted his instincts. The alien was fragile, but intelligent. She needed protection, not confinement. Meanwhile, the alien began exploring her surroundings in small, cautious movements. She would slide silently across the floor, following Aaron from room to room. She no longer feared him. She sought his presence instinctively. Every time he moved away, she whispered anxiously, "Cold. Need." Aaron realized something else. She was learning, observing him, mimicking simple gestures, even attempting to touch the equipment he used. It was as if she wanted to help, to be useful, to connect in her own way. Humans were known for adaptability, but here was an alien trying to adapt to human patterns. Yet challenges remained. Some colonists grew uneasy. Rumors spread that Aaron's quarters were unsafe. that the alien might carry unknown pathogens or possess hidden powers. A few engineers whispered that the energy fluctuations could be dangerous. Aaron ignored the fear. He had survived hostile worlds and worse species. He could handle suspicion, but he could not abandon her. One evening, while he was repairing a generator in the colony's power room, alarms suddenly went off. The storm outside had caused minor power failures in multiple sectors. Machines sputtered, lights flickered, and the temperature began dropping dangerously in the living quarters. Aaron raced back, finding the alien already awake, hovering near the door. She seemed to sense the danger, her eyes glowing brighter than usual. As he approached, she let out a sharp, urgent whisper. "Warm. Now." Aaron immediately understood. She needed him near to stabilize her and somehow the surrounding systems. He quickly gathered blankets and placed them near her, but it wasn't enough. Only when he sat close, placing a hand gently on her shoulder, did her body begin to calm. Gradually, the temperature gauges in the room stabilized. Dr. Chen and the science team arrived moments later, astonished. She's regulating the environment?" one whispered. "It's like she's channeling energy from him, using it to survive and influence the systems." Aaron nodded. "I think she's instinctive. She senses energy, warmth, and life. She doesn't understand machines, but she understands people." The revelation left everyone in awe. Humans were capable of incredible empathy, resilience, and problem-solving, but here was proof that their warmth, both literal and figurative, could sustain life in ways previously unimaginable. The alien depended on human presence, and Aaron was proving that humans could rise to challenges no one else could handle. Despite the excitement, Aaron remained vigilant. He knew she was still vulnerable. Even a short exposure to cold or stress could weaken her. She sought him instinctively, sliding silently toward him, whispering, "Warm. Stay." Aaron began teaching her simple gestures, guiding her hands to move machines slightly, showing her how to assist in small ways. She mimicked carefully, her luminous skin pulsating in response. It was subtle, but each attempt strengthened her connection to him and her survival chances. At night, Aaron lay awake, thinking about what he had learned. Cryon 5 was harsh, unwelcoming, and deadly for most life forms. Yet here was an alien, a stranger, dependent on human warmth and intelligence, surviving because he chose compassion over fear. Humanity's greatest strength was more than courage. It was empathy, adaptability, and the ability to act even when others doubted. He glanced at her curled beneath the blankets, whispering softly in the dark. "Warm. Near." He smiled. Somehow, against the storm, against the harshest conditions, they had begun to understand each other. Outside, the blizzard raged on, but inside Aaron's quarters, two lives had formed a fragile, unbreakable bond. One whispered, for warmth the other gave it freely, and together they were learning that survival was more than strength or technology. It was connection, trust, and the quiet power of human presence. Days on Cryon 5 passed slowly, each one a battle against the freezing storm outside. Inside the colony, life continued in a careful rhythm, but Aaron's quarters had become a different world altogether. The alien he had rescued had grown more active and alert, her luminous skin pulsing softly, as if reflecting her moods. She no longer merely survived near him. She thrived. Aaron noticed small but remarkable changes. She now followed him from room to room without hesitation, almost like a silent shadow. Her whispers, once faint and urgent, had become softer, almost musical. "Warm. Stay near." She had begun to anticipate his movements, adjusting herself. Instinctively, whenever he approached, the bond between them was deepening. Aaron realized she responded not only to warmth but to his presence itself. His voice, his gestures, and even the rhythm of his breathing seemed to comfort her. It was extraordinary. Humans had always been adaptable, resilient, and empathetic, but here was an alien who instinctively relied on those traits. One afternoon, Aaron was repairing a small hydroponic system in the colony lab. The alien hovered nearby, observing his every movement. Tentatively, she extended a delicate hand and touched a small lever. The machinery responded smoothly. Aaron's eyes widened. She was learning from him, mimicking his actions, and improving her own coordination. "You're getting better," he said softly. "I think you understand me." Her eyes glowed brighter, and she whispered, "Together. Work." Aaron smiled. There was no fear in her words, only trust. And trust was a rare gift in a harsh galaxy. Yet not everyone in the colony was comfortable with this relationship. Some colonists whispered about the strange energy readings near Aaron's quarters. They feared the unknown, worried that the alien might be dangerous or unpredictable. A few engineers suggested isolating her for safety. Aaron ignored the warnings. He had faced countless dangers, hostile worlds, unpredictable storms, alien species, but he had never encountered a life more fragile or dependent on human care. He could not turn away now. The alien, meanwhile, displayed another remarkable trait. She seemed capable of sensing life forms and energy patterns beyond human perception. When Aaron walked through the corridors, she would pause, her gaze fixed, as if detecting subtle shifts in the environment. Once she led him to a small breach in a storage pod wall before it caused a dangerous frost leak. Aaron realized she was not just surviving. She was learning to help him and the colony. Their bond deepened at night. After long days of work, Aaron would sit beside her as she rested on a pile of blankets. Her whispers grew softer. Safe. Near. Sometimes she would reach out and touch his hand gently, drawing warmth from him. Aaron felt a strange comfort in these moments, as if their connection went beyond survival. It was companionship, trust, and understanding, the kind that could turn strangers into allies in the coldest places in the galaxy. One evening, the blizzard outside reached its fiercest point yet. The colony's automated systems struggled to maintain temperature, and alarms rang softly in the corridors. Aaron and the alien were in his quarters when the power fluctuated, plunging parts of the room into near-freezing conditions. The alien immediately reacted, whispering urgently, "Warm." "Here." Aaron instinctively moved close, placing a protective arm around her. Gradually, the room's temperature stabilized. The alien's skin glowed brighter, radiating energy that Aaron realized was affecting the environment itself. Her presence had become more than survival. It was assistance. She could influence her surroundings in subtle ways, guided by human warmth and trust. Dr. Ilara Chen and the science team arrived shortly after. They watched in awe as the alien responded, instinct-stabilizing the temperature and improving Machi. Cryon 5's blizzards had finally calmed, but the colony was far from safe. Energy readings had spiked unusually in Aaron's quarters over the past week, attracting attention from both human scientists and the sensors of nearby alien species. Aaron had been warned that unknown forces might notice the strange energy patterns, but he hadn't expected them so soon. Late one night, as Aaron checked the colony's outer sensors, a warning flashed across the console. A group of alien ships was approaching, drawn to the energy signals. Their movements were deliberate, cautious, but unmistakably hostile. Aaron felt a surge of adrenaline. The colony was vulnerable. Humans were outnumbered, and the blizzard-scarred terrain offered no natural defenses. He immediately returned to his quarters, where the alien was already awake, luminous eyes scanning the room. She whispered softly, almost urgently, "Danger. Warm? Stay near." Aaron nodded. "I know. We'll protect the colony. Together." Over the next hour, he coordinated with the colony's defense teams, explaining how the alien's presence could help. The scientists were hesitant at first, but Aaron demonstrated her abilities. When he moved near her, the small defense drones he had deployed responded faster, systems stabilized more efficiently, and some energy shields even strengthened slightly. The alien's presence was subtle but effective. It amplified human ingenuity. As the alien ships neared, Aaron led the human defenders to strategic positions. The colony's weapons were conventional: lasers, automated turrets, and force field shields. But the humans themselves would be the key advantage. They had to coordinate with the alien, whose instincts guided them toward weak points and dangers that no sensor could detect. The battle began. Alien energy pulses lit up the night sky, and the frozen terrain shook under the impact of small strikes. Aaron moved alongside the alien, her luminous body near him, whispers guiding his steps. Left. Shield, faster. He realized that she was sensing patterns, energy flows, and threats and communicating them in her subtle way. Human ingenuity and coordination became the deciding factor. Soldiers followed Aaron's lead, using the alien's guidance to anticipate enemy movements. Automated systems performed better when the alien was nearby, her body radiating subtle energy that stabilized machinery. Every time Aaron approached her, her whispers grew firmer, helping him make decisions in seconds that would have taken hours otherwise. Despite being outnumbered, the humans held their ground. They adapted, learned, and cooperated in ways that the alien could sense and enhance. The attackers were skilled, but they had not faced creatures capable of rapid learning and collaboration with humans. Aaron's team maneuvered with precision, saving key infrastructure and preventing catastrophic damage. At one point, an alien ship broke through the outer defenses and descended toward the colony's power generator. Aaron rushed forward, the alien at his side. She whispered urgently, "Stop. Now. Use." He understood. Using her guidance, he activated a sequence that rerouted power, creating a temporary shield that absorbed the impact. The ship's strike bounced harmlessly into the icy plains. The alien's energy had interacted with human technology to create something new, something stronger than either could achieve alone. The battle raged for hours, but the humans proved that compassion, trust, and ingenuity could overcome raw strength. The alien's whispers guided them, amplifying what humans already did best: adapting, learning, and protecting one another. Slowly, the hostile ships began retreating, recognizing that they faced a force they could not overcome, not just because of technology, but because of the humans' ability to cooperate and their bond with the alien. When the last enemy ship retreated into the frozen night, Aaron breathed a sigh of relief. The colony had survived thanks to human courage, intelligence, and the unusual alliance with the alien. She floated beside him, whispering softly, "Safe. Together." Dr. Alara Chen and the rest of the science team arrived, astonished. "I've never seen anything like this," she said. "She wasn't just surviving, she was helping humans win. Her energy responded to your presence and decisions. Together, you became stronger than the sum of your parts." Aaron smiled wearily. "She trusted us and we trusted her. That made all the difference." The alien, still luminous but calmer now, reached out a delicate hand to Aaron. He placed his own hand against hers. It was a silent acknowledgement of their partnership, a bond forged not only in survival, but in mutual understanding. The humans had protected her, and she had protected them in ways no one could have predicted. That night, after the battle, the colony settled into a cautious peace. The alien rested near Aaron, whispering gently, "Warm, safe, together." He knew that her survival and the colony's success were deeply intertwined. Humanity had proven its worth, not through sheer firepower, but through empathy, ingenuity, and the courage to act when others might hesitate. Outside, the icy winds of Cryon 5 howled as if trying to remind them that survival was never easy. But inside the colony, a new understanding had formed. Humans were more than their technology. They were capable of trust, adaptation, and courage that no force could easily overcome. And this fragile, luminous alien had become a living symbol of that power. Aaron glanced at her, feeling a quiet pride. Against all odds, they had survived. Against all odds, humans had proven once again that warmth, both human and literal, was a force stronger than fear or hostility. Together they had faced the unknown, and together they had emerged victorious. The storm had passed, and Cryon 5's frozen plains glistened under the pale light of distant stars. The colony had survived the alien attack, and the danger had made one thing clear. The strange alien was no longer just a survivor in need. She was a vital part of their community. Captain Aaron Lorne stood in the main hall of the colony, observing the council meeting. The discussion had been tense, with some colonists still wary of the unknown. "We don't fully understand her," one argued. "She could be dangerous. What if her energy readings attract more enemies?" Aaron listened patiently, then spoke. "We have survived because of her, not in spite of her. She trusts us, and we have protected her. That bond is stronger than any weapon or shield. We can study her, learn from her, and in doing so, make our colony stronger. Fear will not protect us. Trust will." The council members looked at each other, and after a long pause, the vote was unanimous. The alien would remain, officially, accepted as part of the colony. It was a decision that reflected not only caution but respect for life, and a recognition that humanity's strength was more than firepower. It was empathy, adaptability, and courage. Aaron returned to his quarters. The alien was already awake, her luminous eyes bright as she floated near the blankets. She whispered softly, "Together. Home." Aaron smiled. "Yes, together. You have a place here now. You're safe." Over the next weeks, life in the colony adjusted to this new reality. The alien learned quickly, absorbing information from humans, imitating gestures, and slowly mastering small tasks. She became an unexpected helper, assisting in stabilizing machinery, monitoring environmental systems, and even guiding some colonists in ways they could not fully understand. The humans, in turn, learned from her. She had abilities that were subtle but extraordinary. Her energy influenced devices, and her instincts often led to solutions faster than any computer analysis. Colonists began to see her as a partner rather than a curiosity. Aaron watched with pride as she worked alongside them, always returning to him when she needed reassurance. At night, she would curl near him on the blankets, whispering softly, "Safe. Near. Warm." Aaron realized that her survival had depended on his presence at first, but now their bond was mutual. She trusted him, and he trusted her. Together, they had faced storms, attacks, and the unknown, and survived. One evening, Dr. Ilara Chen approached Aaron quietly. "She's incredible," she said. "Not only does she survive, she thrives, and she's teaching us something important. Humanity's strength isn't just technology or strength, it's trust, compassion, and cooperation. You've shown us that." Aaron nodded. "She reminds us that survival is more than adapting to the environment. It's about understanding, helping, and forming bonds. That is what makes us human, and why we can thrive even here on Cryon 5. As days turned into weeks, the colony flourished. Machinery worked better, energy systems stabilized, and the alien helped in ways that were subtle but significant. Children born in the colony grew up observing the bond between Aaron and the alien, learning lessons of empathy, courage, and cooperation. She became part of their stories, a living example of how humans could protect, guide, and inspire life beyond their species. Aaron often sat quietly beside her at night, watching the frozen world outside and feeling the warmth she drew from him. But he also felt the warmth she gave in return, the energy she radiated when she trusted, when she worked alongside him, when she simply existed. Together they had become a team, a symbol of the extraordinary power of trust and cooperation. One night, a quiet moment fell over the colony. The alien floated to him, whispering softly, "Thank you. Home." Aaron smiled. "You're welcome. You belong here, and we belong together." It was a simple statement, but it carried the weight of everything they had endured. Trust, empathy, courage, and ingenuity had survived the harshest storms, the coldest nights, and the greatest dangers. It's worth, not throw.